Don't worry, it's quite simple. Your brand number 2.
And now, a 1, a 2, sorry.
Brand number 2, come back. Come back, brand number 2, please. Don't leave me. Okay, I'm now stuck with only brand number 1.
Run back, run.
It's just a jump to the left. With your hands on your hips.
Yes.
How'd you do, I see you've met my faithful hand in hand.
Hi, it's your boy, Lumpy. Spooky season! Woo! Yay! And though I'm not being Dr. Frankenfurter for Halloween, I'm being Captain Cool because autism. Even though I'm not being Dr. Frankenfurter for Halloween, I have had a Rocky Horror hyperfixation for like the past 2 weeks. So, I'm originally going to film it with one of Brad 1 from that little intro, but he canceled on me last minute. I can't believe I'm making a video on Rocky Horror. I never thought it would come to this. This point in my internet career where I'm dressed up as Dr. Frankenfurter expositing about an obscure piece of Rocky Horror media, and that's what we're talking about today. Are there going to be any warnings for this? Okay, if you don't like... So, remember last year when that stranger on Tumblr DM'd me and was just like, hey, I have the original pilot to The Bugaloos. And I was just like, oh, wow, that's cool. So the same thing kind of happened again-ish. Not as much as last time. It's not as weird. The person wasn't a stranger, first off. Will my computer turn on? I have to see. Will it turn on? God damn it. It will not turn on. So, this is unscripted with no notes. Wait, I can grab my other computer. One sec.
2,000 years later.
I have to do so much editing on that sequence. Woohoo! I got my other computer in my hand. Woohoo! I'm back again. Gay as ever. Oh, that took me like 2 minutes. Damn. Okay. Anyway, back on the back. Computer. Computer's back. Computer's here. Computer. Okay. So, the gay kid comes up to me. Hey, you know about the Rocky Horror cartoon? What the fuck? What the fuck is that? And I said, and he says, you should check it out. I got like exclusive deets on it. Exclusive deets? Now you're speaking my language, dear sir. So, he very so kindly sends me the link to watch it. But he has told me that I can only share screenshots from it, and not actual footage. Why does this keep happening to me? It keeps happening, god damn it! So, this cartoon was supposed to be for the beginning of Fox Kids. So, like, think early 90s. Because Rocky Horror has been going strong for 75, nearly 50 years. I mean, like, at this point, at this point in the timeline, it had been going strong for years. So, and with the boom of movies to cartoons, it kind of made sense. It kind of made sense that they'd want to do something like that. Problem arises when this isn't Rambo or Beetlejuice. Problem arises when this is a movie about sex. That doesn't lend itself well to a children's cartoon. So the cartoon is completely bizarre. They only ever made one episode, right? It was the pilot episode. You know, they were trying to get a slice of that Nickelodeon pie, you know. They only ever made one episode. It only ever aired once, and no one knows about it. So, and like me and this gay kid at my school, we're like the only people who've watched it. Well, not necessarily, but it was really sort of a test screening thing to see if a Rocky Horror cartoon could work. It doesn't. It really doesn't work. So, okay. Oh, let me explain to you the plot of this cartoon for children, for little tiny children, about Rocky Horror. I am going insane over here. What is this cartoon? What the fuck is going on? Why did they make a cartoon of fucking Rocky Horror? Well, my dear friends, that is what I'm here to explain in double drag. The theme song is the Time Warp. So they clearly got the rights to use the music, though it's not a musical show. They got the rights to use the Time Warp, but they don't sing. They don't dance. It takes place after the events of the movie. Columbia, Eddie, and Rocky are in this. And that makes sense, because especially for Rocky, because it's kind of hard to design an outfit for a character who, for almost the entirety of the movie, just wears gold underwear. For a kid's cartoon, you can't do that. You can't do that shit. You can't do that shit on television. The theme song is the Time Warp, and it explains what the footage that's going on in the background kind of explains the plot of Rocky Horror for what could only be assumed to be the majority child audience. So, you know, it shows, like, that Frankenfurter is a mad scientist, and, you know, that, Magenta and Riffraff tried to kill him, but, here's the thing. I said it takes place after the events of Rocky Horror. Frankenfurter's alive. Frankenfurter's alive! I'm alive! Just as gay as ever. Also, Magenta and Riffraff have been kind of, I don't want to say toned down, but toned down. They're not as, you know, psychopathic murdery. Because this is a Saturday morning cartoon for children. Frankenfurter Frankenfurter, yes, me. Frank is alive, first off. His mad scientist persona has been, like, amped up a bit, like, because they can't really make him sultry. Because it's for kids. Did I mention that this was a horrible idea? They can't really make him sultry, so they more play up the mad scientist aspect of him. He also is wearing his nursemaid uniform. His nurse uniform. But instead of a pink triangle, which, you know, instead of pink triangle, which is, of course, in reference to the Holocaust and how gay men were labeled with a pink triangle, placed with a pink star. I'm going insane over here. I'm just going insane. They replaced it with a pink star, and he's wearing the pink gloves, which I do not own. But it's iconic. It's iconic. And so he's still very, gay. He's gay. He's still gay. He's still very, very gay. But not as explicitly, because they can't really do that because it's for kids and a majority conservative audience. They can't be like, yes, I'm going to fuck you until your brains bleed. They can't do that because it's made for children. He's okay. He's okay. He's just a little quirky and off. On to Brad and Janet. So they're not they're trying so hard to not acknowledge what happened in the movie. Again, like the Beetlejuice cartoon, which is just what? But you, in the context of this, you literally had sex a day ago. Why are you acting like yourself at the beginning of the movie? And by that I mean Brad. Brad has been heavily regressed to what he was at the beginning of the movie. And I don't like any of this gay stuff. Bitch, did you watch the movie? He was smoking cigarettes. He was wearing a robe to go check on his wife with his gay lover. Okay. Excuse me. Anyway, calming myself. He's regressed to his beginning of the movie personality. And Janet also has that issue, but Janet doesn't really have the character arc of going from this is preposterous, blah 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 blah, to I'm gay, that Brad does. She more has a sexual awakening, straight sexual awakening, but still,
she's up here and she's, but Dr. Frankenfurter, we can't hurt them. Oh, but Dr. Frankenfurter. Oh, but Dr. Frankenfurter. Oh, but Dr. Frankenfurter. Oh, but Dr. Frankenfurter. So she's just a little bit of a whiny bitch. Then we have basically the only other two characters in here. Riffraff and Magenta. So Riffraff and Magenta only wear their costumes from the end of the movie. No one else wears their costumes from the end of the movie. Duh, because sex. And them wearing exclusively
a corset and underwear is not proper. Did I mention how horrid an idea this was? Anyway, they're wearing their end of the movie outfits, and they're the villains. They're a bit like Team Rocket, which what? Team Rocket, Magenta, and Rifferaff. The fuck? So they're trying to foil Frankfurter's plans. So anyway, now that we're on them, we might as well talk about the story. So the story actually starts when Frankenfurter like sort of dies. He's like laying face down in the pool. Again, no Columbia, no Rocky, because this is, might as well just keep them dead. Lying in the pool face down, and Brad and Chandler are like, holy shit. But, they don't say shit, because it's made for 2-year-olds. Did I mention how horrid an idea this was? They're just like, what are we gonna do? Holy shit. And they're not in their end of the movie costumes, and like and Dr. Scott is there. Dr. Scott doesn't really do much. He says he's gonna go out for help, but he just never shows up again. Might have been explored like in a very special episode or like something of the sort, but no, he just kind of gets there and then leaves. And like they're just like, we can't leave him. We gotta get him what he deserves to die, or like, but not saying that because it's for children. So they yank him out of the pool, and Magenta and Riffraff, meanwhile, they're at the helm of the house rocket thing. Yes. They're at the helm of it, and they're just like, we're going back to Transylvania. Like, Dr. Scott is just like, I need to call for help and call the police because, aliens. And but Brad and Jana are just like, yeah, you go do that. We're gonna try and resuscitate this man. And as soon as they pull him out of the pool, he's just fine and dandy. He's just a stupid little guy. Again, he is not wearing his costume from the end of the movie. He doesn't have his he doesn't have his I'm going all makeup. He doesn't have I'm going home. Ah! He doesn't have that. He is in his nurse uniform, and they're just like, hi, Frank, how are you? Hi. And he's just like, oh, I'm fine. I have all these things. What's happening? What's going on? We're about to take off. What? We're about to take off? Yes, Frank. Riffraff and Magenta have taken a hold of the ship, and what? They've what? And then the castle starts to rumble, and it's just like, and then they're about to go up, and then it falls to the ground. Again, disregarding the canonical British ending. But he's just like, what? You can't do this. So Magenta and Riffraff are in this kind of secret room, again, with the house, mansion, spaceship thing. House, mansion, spaceship thing. But they're just like, we gotta stop this somehow. Frank is just like, well, I can cook something up in my lab, and we'll see about this. We'll see to this immediately. We'll see that these hooligans don't succeed. And Brad and Janet are just like, oh, okay, sure, dude, sure. So they go up to the lab with fewer penises, thank God. No penises. There are no penises in this. And he's just like, well, I should cook up something. I should make man. Can track down Magenta and Riffraff. What? Well, Brad and Janet, I see you shiver with anticipation at the thought of it. I think I can do this alone. So, if you would please leave. And, they're just like, well, we can't really, and so he's just like, well, if you must stay out of the way. I'm quite good at this, and they're just like, okay. And this is all like going on as Magenta and Riffraff are trying to find some sort of way to start the ship house rocket thing. And Magenta and Riffraff are just like, well, we can't really start it, so we might as well try and kill them again. So we go down, and they see Frank working in the lab, and he's having the time of his life. He loves making men. And they're just like, Frank, what are you doing? We thought we killed you. And he's just like, no, you didn't. Well, we have our kid-friendly versions of the antimatter beams. Brad and Janet are sitting in the wedding suite. They decided to use the fucking wedding suite, but not bring back my boy Rocky? I'm offended. Can't kill me, I'm making that. That's stupid. It's still gonna kill you. And meanwhile, Brad and Janet are just like, hey, do you hear something? Yeah, should we check that out? Yeah, probably. So they go out, and they see this whole thing going on, and they're just like, oh, holy shit. And Riffraff and Magenta are just like, oh, well, why didn't you fucking leave when we gave you the chance? This man is nothing but trouble. And it's just like, well, Frank is a good friend of ours. Friend zoning Frank. You both had your fucking first vibes with him. Don't go bullshitting me saying he's a good friend of ours. We can never let him die. Oh, well, now we're going to also have to shoot you with this not antimatter beam. You know what he does? He surrenders, and he's just like, okay. And then he goes, and meanwhile, while he's like backing away, he's being like, okay, alright, I surrender, as long as you keep my dear Brad and Janet safe, I'll surrender. You're my new commander. It's all over. I know. He fucking Medusifies them. Holy yes, he Medusifies them. And Brad and Janet are just like, oh, right, you can do that, right? You can do that. Oh, right, yeah. I feel so wrong saying this in front of all my Puff and Stuff merch. Because I got up here, I got my Puff and Stuff, one of my Puff and Stuff pony. Here I got Puff and Stuff and other stuff. Right behind the camera, I got like Puff and Stuff with Sid Croft's signature on his face, looking at me. And right over there, I have another Puff and Stuff figure staring at me. I feel so wrong doing this. Anyway, we're just like, well, what are we gonna do? We finished making a man, of course, and get the man to deal with them. And like, you know, lesson learned, you know, don't be mean to your friends. Lesson learned, don't be mean to your friends. That's such a great lesson. Especially the friends that you sleep with. Yes, don't be mean to your friends. They really care about you. And they do it, and they go, and they make a man. Except he's not a man, and he's not fucking Rocky. I don't even like Rocky that much. My favorite character is Frank, but like, no, you can't do this to my boy Rocky. You can't do this to my boy Rocky, dude. Like, sudden they get fucking unmedusified and are just like, no more man, and zapify him. Well, excuse me, princess. And then they run off. And then that's the end of the episode. Are you fucking serious? Can you believe? I'm going insane. Can you believe that this was a thing? Like, they tried so hard to make it look like Rocky Horror, but for children. Even I'm pretty sure PG sequel, Shock Treatment. They said slurs in that. And bitchin'. You know, it's not for children. Rocky Horror isn't for children. Children shouldn't be watching Rocky Horror. And, you know, I'm kind of mad that this was a thing. We shouldn't make adult properties for children. You know, like, like with a movie like that, you can make that for kids. You know, throw a little bit of American dreamism into that, and you know, I'm a good old-fashioned American boy. Yeah, man. Throw a little bit of that into it, and you know, you're good. You sell some toys. But Rocky Horror, number one, it's a controversial movie, and as we've all decided in the internet age, children's content must be as uncontroversial as possible and not show any new themes whatsoever to children. Number two, it's very sex. It's very sex. That is not content for a children's show. Let's all agree. Let's not try to make Rocky Horror into a children's show again. That has been my very long rant on the gone but very often forgotten Rocky Horror cartoon. Should I do the normal outro? I don't know. What's the outro to Rocky Horror? Let's do a little clip show of me and the two Brads, Toby and other friend.
Are we on the stairs? And pause. Do stand up straight, please. My new time warp is quite simple. Not like that.
Well,
Could you please remove your cellular device so I can use your Spotify, please? Spotify, you have to look it up on YouTube. So I can use your YouTube, please. This is totally normal Frankenfurter and Brad behavior because we are. I'm totally not What's it called? The time warp. Only I'm supposed to be British. Screw you, I can do whatever I want. No, you're Brad. I'm Brad. You're Brad. You got a Pokemon Go advertisement on this. Brand number 2! Brand number 2, come back here! Again, we are very child-friendly characters. I am totally not wearing fishnet. I'm not a lizard, definitely not. and brand number 2 certainly hasn't run away. Goodbye, brand number 2. We'll always miss you. You'll always be in our hearts. Brand number 2, are you going to vomit? Brand number 1. Brand number 1, are you going to vomit? Sweet transvestite.
Brand number 1, and I'm not a lizard. Get down here.
Brand number 2, come down here.
Yourself.
It's Brad. Hey! He is very Brad and totally hasn't run away multiple times during filming this.
This light. I need more light. If I'm going out. Ow! It doesn't artfully spread. Frankenfurter lied to me. It doesn't artfully spread down your face. It makes me look like I have a skin condition. Oh God. Oh, this is not artfully spreading at. Ow!